Lego Ninjago: Mystery of the Lost Power. Written by Adam Beechin. Edited by Sarah Fabani. Edited by Meg Wong. Washed Out: Mom Knows Best and Secrets of the Deep. Written by Adam Beechin. Introduction. The ninja have been busy. They rescued Master Wu, Misako, and Clutch Powers from a mysterious island, thereby thwarting a plan by their old frenemy Ronin to scare the island's native tribe into surrendering their treasure. This led the ninja to the discovery of the legend of the Storm Amulet, which once belonged to the fabled sea serpent Wojira. So now back in Ninjago City, the ninja are ready for some peace and quiet. But peace and quiet don't last very long, as trouble seems to have followed them home. Nia's power over water is fluctuating strangely, just as a new menace arrives on the scene. The ninja's confrontation with Misdemeanor's gang goes badly, and Nia's power unexpectedly creates a flood that almost wipes out a rural village, allowing the villain to escape and denting Nia's confidence. Could her troubles somehow be tied to the legend of Wojira? Is the answer in the stories you're about to read? Turn the page and find out. Washed Out. This is Gale Gossip, reporting from outside Ninjago City, where a strange waterspout nearly destroyed this village. Vinny, Gale's cameraman, panned the camera over to families looking for what remained of their homes. "Excuse me," Gale called to a little boy. He trotted over. "Were you here when the wave struck?"
"Oh, yeah,"
he said.
"I even helped the ninja."
"The ninja were here?"
"They fought this mean lady. She said her name was Misdemeanor and her gang."
The boy replied.
"But then the girl ninja..."
"That's Nia, Master of Water," Gale said to the camera, in case someone watching wasn't familiar with the ninja. The boy nodded.
"She used her water powers, and then our whole village went boosh!"
"Nia did all this?" Gale asked in disbelief.
"She seemed pretty upset about it,"
the boy replied.
"The water rose fast, so he ordered the ninja to save everyone. You know Zane, the Nindroid? He was scared, but I said, beep-boop-bop, which is Nindroid for I'll help you. And I led him across this bridge over a deep canyon filled with lava jaguar-gators, which are jaguars crossed with alligators that breathe fire and..."
Yes, thank you," Gale interrupted, before the tall tale could grow any taller. "I think I hear your mother calling you."
"Mom!"
the boy yelled as he ran off.
"I'm gonna be on TV!"
Vinny stopped recording just as Gale's phone rang. She answered and listened. Then her eyes widened. "Where?" she asked. "We'll head right there." Gale hung up and jogged toward the news van. "The news director says something attacked the Ninjago City port," Gale explained. "Nia?" Vinny asked. "Whatever it was, it came from the water and smashed part of the harbor," Gale said with a smile. "Maybe it's still there. Wouldn't that be great?" I'm not sure," Vinny said. Once at the port, Gale marched past shattered fishing boats and crushed cargo crates toward two fishermen, looking sadly at their badly damaged boat. Vinny started recording. "Gale Gossip, City News," Gale called out. "What's the story here?" The men saw the camera, and their frowns immediately turned into smiles. "We were fishing out here," one said dramatically, pointing to the water. "It was like any other day. And suddenly this giant octopus attacked our boat," the second fisherman continued. Vinny gulped and scanned the harbor. "Octopuses aren't normally hostile. Are you sure it wasn't Nia, the water ninja?" Gale asked. "Hey, we know a giant octopus when we see one," said the second fisherman. "And we almost had this one tied in knots before the ninja arrived." Could Nia have summoned the octopus?
Two ninjas showed up, but I didn't see her. One was in a kind of helicopter and another in some kind of armor,
the first fisherman continued. Sounds like Zane in the Shuricopter and Pixel in her Samurai X mech, Gale interjected.
The octopus took that copter and mech down with one flick of its mighty tentacle,
the first fisherman said. We stepped in to drive it off, the second fisherman continued. You could say we saved the ninja.
Unfortunately, we came back here to find all this,
the first fisherman finished, looking at the terrible damage to this part of the harbor. Thank you, Gale said, not convinced their story was entirely true. She turned to the camera and said, I'm Gale Gossip. Stay tuned for more details. Vinny stopped recording and sprinted back to the van. He wasn't staying here if an angry, giant octopus might still be lurking nearby. Back at the television station, Gale headed to the bathroom to clean mud off her shoes. Inside, a frustrated plumber fought the toilet, which was spouting like a fountain. I guess the bathroom's out of order, Gale said. What happened? The plumber shook his head.
I was enjoying my day off when I suddenly got a million calls. This is happening everywhere. I even got a call from the monastery of Spinjitzu.
Did you speak to the ninja? Gale's heart beat faster.
Whoever I talked to just said, come quick, the plumber replied. I said I would when I was done here.
Gale pulled the plumber to the door. I'm heading to the monastery. I'll give you a ride.
But the toilets!
They'll be here when you get back, Gale assured him. As they drove to the monastery, Gale considered what they knew so far. What these incidents have in common is water and the ninja. Vinny frowned. But why would Nia want to wreak havoc?
To ruin my day off,
the plumber mumbled. At the monastery, no one was there, and it was eerily silent. Vinny looked around anxiously for any giant octopuses just to be safe.
I'm here to fix your toilets, the plumber called out. On my day off!
Hello? Vinny managed to say. No one answered. Well, the ninja aren't here, Vinny said. Well, let's come back another time. Before Gale could object, there came a loud gurgling noise, and Gale saw a huge wall of water rising from a nearby creek. Roll camera, she shouted to Vinny, who lifted his camera, his knees shaking. Make sure you get the water behind me. You mean the water coming toward us, Vinny thought. Okay, let's go, Gale demanded. In 3, 2, 1, and that's when the water crashed over them like a heavy curtain, smashing them into the ground. They tried to stand, but the water wouldn't let them. Gale was nearly out of breath when the water subsided, leaving them gasping in giant puddles. Did you get that? Gale asked, coughing. Noticing 2 frogs on her shoulder, she gingerly swept them off. Ew! I filmed it, Vinny responded, shaking the camera. A stream of water and another frog poured out of it. But I don't think I got it. The camera's drowned. Gale scowled.
What's with all these frogs?
They heard the plumber say. 24 frogs sat in front of him, croaking. A few hopped closer. Maybe whatever's causing all these water incidents upset them, Gale ventured. There's only a few. They're harmless. Vinny heard another rumbling from the creek, and it wasn't the sound of rushing water. Suddenly, thousands of frogs leaped from the water and hopped toward them like a dark, bounding cloud. Maybe a few frogs are harmless, Vinny said, but a couple thousand can trample you. All the humans could do to avoid the menacing amphibians was run in the other direction as fast as possible. There's never a working camera around when you need one, Gale cried as she ran. Vinny raced past Gale and the plumber. There's never a ninja around when you need one.
I didn't bring the right tools for this!
The plumber wailed. The frogs just kept croaking and chasing the terrified humans who grew more tired with each step.